Welcome, Soul Sisters. I'm Kelley, life coach.
And I'm Holly, owner of Holiday Farms. And we are co-hosting a gathering here on my farm called Soul Sisters on the Farm every other Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we'd love for you to join us. But in the meantime...
Well, we're out here actually at the farm because we thought it would be nice for you guys to see what it looks like.
Yes.
And then we set up the camera and everything, and it looks like we're in heaven.
Which we are. Holiday Farms is heaven.
It is a slice of heaven, but it's normally very green.
It's green. I don't know why the sun is making everything look white, but that's okay.
Use your imagination.
Charlie's Angels. Yes.
Anyway, we wanted to just come back and share a little bit more about the kind of topics that we'll be talking about. And just see where our conversations go. I mean, when you get together with a soul sister, we know the conversations are different.
Yes.
But if somebody's never had that kind of soul sister friendship, they don't really know what that sounds like.
I read a post yesterday by the holistic psychologist. Do you know her? Do you follow her?
Oh, yes. Nicole LaPera.
And one of the things that she said that just hit my soul was we have to really learn to actually fall in love with our ego. She said...
But wait, hold on. Aren't we overly in love with our ego a bit?
So if we look at our soul as the purest essence of who we are, and our ego as the masks that we have created to protect that child or that soul, we create these kind of alter egos or masks or personalities to get us through life because of trauma experiences we've had in the past.
Right.
And I know that I am someone who punishes herself and beats herself up when I make mistakes. And when I see my ego rise out of me, I go to bed at night and I lay in bed. I'm like, why did you say that? Why did you yell at them and do that? And why didn't you just hug her? I'm talking about my kids mostly. But I get angry at my ego. I'm generally angry at my ego for being
so critical
or just not behaving in love and grace and stuff like that.
So which you is getting mad at the ego?
My soul, I guess. I don't know. Can your soul get mad?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a rule book on this. Righteous anger. Yes. Anger.
Like, or you said the other day when we talked, that your soul never takes over or goes on stage, or how did you put that?
So my experience is that the soul needs to be welcomed out and invited out. That it's not an energy that's very pushy and wants to be heard, forced to be heard.
Right. So what she was saying was we need to befriend our ego and say something to them like, listen, I love you and I appreciate you for trying to protect me all these years. But a situation is arising and I've grown enough and I think I know enough that I'm going to take it from here, but thank you for trying to protect me. That makes me want to cry.
Wow.
Because I'm the worst on myself. I'm the hardest on myself, So when I heard it that way, I just think that is part of the process for me anyway of loving my whole self.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. I love my soul. She's awesome and sweet and has really good intentions.
Yeah.
But my ego can be a bitch, you know? But I have to realize that she's just being a bitch because she's like my older sister trying to protect me. you know?
Yes. Yes.
And I still got to love her for that.
Yes.
Even though it's not in me or in my best interest, like you're going to say. I could see what you were going to say. But
because you sense the ego is doing it out of love.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I lay in bed at night, which is, I lay in bed at night and I ruminate. And I think, especially 10 years ago, I would just think of every way I failed that day. For me, thinking of it that way helps me love myself more. All of me.
Yeah. This is, we could make them a monster, but that is the wrong path, right? Because we can't separate ourselves from ego.
Right.
And I really think that ego gets a bad rap, right? Because, you know, we meet people that are arrogant or obnoxious and we go, oh, they have such a big ego.
They're so egotistical.
They're so egotistical.
Yes.
And so we've sort of been conditioned to believe ego's bad.
Yes.
Ego's not bad. Ego, we need ego, right? When we're out in the world doing our job and even parenting and everything we do, you know, our ego is there with us. Ego helps us get things done.
Yeah.
But our ego is needs to be reintegrated and sometimes just taken out of the driver's seat a little bit. Not all the time.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I almost feel like the tears that you had were because it felt like an overwhelming kindness.
It did.
Like it was beautiful. Yeah.
Making me cry. Because there's just, as a recovering perfectionist, I want to be perfect. And I've come a long way, and I'm gotten so much better at being authentic and letting people see me cry.
Yeah.
And
we know she's not alone in this, right? This is so common.
And, but I just had such an anger. Remember we talked about the other day about when are we going to be done with this growth, you know? And like, I had that kind of anger towards my ego. Like, when am I going to strangle you and finally break your neck and be done with you, you know?
Yeah.
And to actually embrace that
makes all the difference. You shifted that relationship from wanting to break the neck of ego to befriending because you know the ego has been trying to act in your own interest, but just doing it in a way that you have grown beyond.
Yes.
And you need to change that.
Doing it in a way that I've grown beyond. That's exactly right.
Yeah. I think this is a good time to wrap.
This is a good time to wrap.
We need to remind you. What are we reminding them?
Just remember to be kind to yourself.